I am going to complain about Cyle Larin's move, even though it wasn't on the window. Um, I am going, and it is kind of a pity complaint, but I'm just not a big fan of him not getting regular starts with Club Brugge right now.
It's
Um,
it seems like a really bad move now with hindsight, especially like Club Brugge signed. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Roman Yaremchuk for £13.6 million,
mhm.
and like so they've already and he's just pushing Larin further down the depth chart. There's other strikers there at Bruce he's got to compete with as well. He's yet to start a game. We're looking back at it now, and like I know there's a talk of a move to Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
One thing a lot of people have been saying about Nottingham Forest this year is like they've got these new players, but don't really have a goal scorer.
Yep.
And like he's probably thinking to himself now, that was the move.
I
That was
wonder.
the
Yeah.
move, Nottingham Forest. And like look, there's some criticism of Larin's like stats, like they're inflated because he scored a lot of goals against like the lower opposition in CONCACAF in the last qualification cycle. But this is the guy who scored 83 goals in 198 appearances, both for Orlando and Besiktas combined in Turkey and the MLS. Like, it's
Hmm.
not as if he's a flat track bully. Larin is a good player. He's scored in the Champions League before. He scored against the USA and Mexico. Like, he's got Tajon Buchannan there with him, so it's not as if he's just like isolated in Belgium. It's just look, it's a long season ahead. Like,
Yeah.
this could look ridiculous in a couple months' time. It's only September, but right now, you got to be thinking there's got to be a little bit of like frustration on Laren's part, like because this was he was a free agent. He chose to go there.
No,
Yeah.
well,
I,
okay. So, but one of the things, and what people don't tend to remember is that he did have a loan in the Belgian First Division. Like he played for Zulte Waregem, and that he had 7 goals in there. He had a couple of appearances. Like it's a scenario of familiarity. Like he's
yeah,
he,
but
you play so long for Besiktas, you're not getting interest from the bigger leagues. You're not
he
going to
was.
go to he was, but at the same time too, what they're offering. Remember, interest isn't the same as the offer because you might
Yeah.
get more money, but if they're telling you, look, you're not on our priority, we
But
can't guarantee you the game time. He may have those guarantees at Club Brugge because remember, he played. He had 29 appearances and 7 goals in
right.
this lower team. That's a fucking great stat. An
I think
absolutely great stat.
I want to know how much Buchanan maybe played part of his decision, and also being in Champions League. Like that could have been huge deciding factors for him because I don't know if Club Brugge was promising minutes the way it's looking. I feel like Forest might have, and who was the other one that was serious? Was it
I
Olympiacos from
think you
Greece?
think Galatasaray, but I mean, like the Turkish
Oh,
league's
that's one.
like
Sorry, that one.
the
Yeah,
Turkish league is an absolute shit show right now. So like,
it is.
don't go there.
No.
No,
And then again, I honestly think, and I know what you're saying about Larea, but I think the Forest scenario, why as a Canadian would you go there right now? To
yeah,
be
and maybe
like
that did. Maybe that was a factor.
I think for a
you
lot of
know,
people, it's like they see the Premier League as the best league in the world. So it's like Nottingham
Right.
Forest is the move before the move. If you can score goals for Nottingham Forest,
But
there's a
don't you
move to
think?
an Everton or like a Spurs or something
but
like
but,
that in the
but remember,
future.
you can't score the goals if you're sitting on the bench, and if you do, you're probably going to get a red card because they don't like that.
Yeah, but you
Um,
see all the money Forest is spending. Don't you think that'd be attractive to a player like Larin?
yeah, but Club Brugge are no fucking pushovers. They got money to spend.
No,
So
but
does
it's not.
Besiktas.
Okay, hold up. But Forest put up the same money, close to like number 3 in Europe or something.
And then but then you also have that player that they just signed from Canada who fucking saw what, like a combined 15 minutes in like
Yeah,
a
okay, maybe
year.
that played an influence, but I mean, Larin is on a
There's
higher
every
level than
chance that
Larea.
there's every chance Larin spoke to Larea and he spoke to
It's
Buchanan,
possible,
and
yeah.
like what he heard back was, "I'm going to Bruges. I'm not going to Forest."
Hmm.
Yeah, because remember, he's talked to him. He's 100% talked, and I think that Buchanan, like he went to another team with another Canadian. We have such a small pool. There's no way that wasn't an influence. There's no way. It's not possible because statistically, how is that? How are you going to have those two teams? You have access to, you probably have both their phone numbers in your WhatsApp to be like, bro, how was Forest? Bro, how's Bruges? You're going to
Maybe.
get like, and like, I'm loving it. You're going to go with the one that you like, right?
We've
You
got
have to be happier. Like you can't just think of like, great, they're offering me more money. Well, fucking cool. Yeah. But if you're like, Laren's not a young buck.
No, but in a World Cup year, don't you want the minutes?
You absolutely want the minutes,
We're
and
just
I
not
bet you,
getting.
which we don't, but we also don't know. The season did just start.